At the start of the movie, we meet Max as he tells a therapist that many people have died because of his face. According to Max, anyone who looks directly at him dies instantly. The therapist finds this impossible to believe, so Max begins explaining his past. He says that when he was born, the doctors admired him by saying,
"The most beautiful baby I've ever seen."
but they all died the moment they saw his face. After that, his parents moved to a quiet, isolated area where they would rarely meet other people. To keep everyone safe, they always covered Max's face with bandages so no one could see it. The therapist assumes Max is simply suffering from depression, but the moment Max removes his bandages, the therapist dies instantly. Later, during dinner, Max's parents encourage him to go outside with his friend and enjoy life, because he cannot stay hidden in the same place forever. However, Max worries that people will judge him because of the bandages, thinking he either has a badly burned face or is a dangerous serial killer. Max grows tired of living such a lonely life and dreams of enjoying his teenage years like everyone else. But he has no idea how to make that happen. He tries to talk to his friend, who keeps ignoring him, and eventually becomes so frustrated that he throws his phone to the ground. His friend then angrily attacks him. Later, Max visits a hospital with his mother, where people keep staring at him because of the bandages on his face. To distract him, his mother asks him to get a magazine, but instead of finding one, he meets a girl named Alex. She tells him that a magazine will not solve his problems and kindly gives him her own magazine. After finishing his treatment, Max later visits Alex to thank her and apologize. On Valentine's Day, while spending time with his girlfriend, one of her friends arrives. He already knows about Max's deadly face and begins mocking him, trying to force him to remove his bandages in front of everyone. When Max refuses, the man physically assaults him. The restaurant staff eventually throws the troublemaker out, but the date is already ruined and Max's girlfriend leaves. Heartbroken by everything that has happened, Max loses hope and tries to take his own life. Just then, Alex arrives, comforts him, and takes him to a nursing home to show him that life is precious and that difficult moments are never a reason to give up. Her words have a powerful effect on Max, and he begins to enjoy himself and appreciate life again. After leaving from there, Max invites Alex again, but she rejects and goes from there. The next day, he goes to the bus station where they first met and is happy to find her there again. After convincing her, he takes her shopping, and the two enjoy a wonderful day together. Although people continue staring at Max because of the bandages on his face, Alex completely ignores their reactions. During their time together, Max learns that Alex suffers from a serious heart condition. Whenever she experiences strong emotions, her heart begins to enlarge, and if it grows too much, it could stop beating. Because of this illness, she is undergoing treatment and must take her medicine on time. Later, Alex takes Max to a movie theater where they have a great time. She tells him that she wants to enjoy every moment of her life and that he is the first real friend she has ever had. Hearing this makes Max genuinely happy. They later return to the nursing home and notice an elderly woman sitting alone, sadly waiting for her son to visit her on her birthday, even though he never comes. Another elderly woman comforts her by explaining that life is never easy and that everyone experiences both happy and painful moments. Alex becomes deeply emotional after hearing those words. That night, she tells Max that she wants to see his face. The two hide under a blanket, and Max asks her to close her eyes. He carefully removes the bandages from his face and gently ties them over her eyes so she cannot look at him directly. Instead, Alex softly touches his face with her hands, allowing her to know what he looks like without putting herself in danger. Later, Max is seen happily playing video games with his friends. While spending time with his friends, Max receives a call from Alex, whose health has suddenly become worse, although she hides the seriousness of her condition from him. At the same time, one of Max's friends burns his hand, so Max takes him to the hospital for treatment. There, they unexpectedly meet Alex, but she behaves strangely and does not introduce Max or his friend to her mother. This leaves Max confused, and later he asks Alex why she acted that way. Alex explains that her mother does not want her getting close to anyone because she believes friendships create emotional attachments that could worsen her illness. She also admits that she hides the truth from her mother because every medical checkup makes her even more worried. Later, Max and Alex return to the nursing home to visit the elderly women, only to learn that the lonely woman who had been waiting for her son is now on her deathbed. Watching her suffer is heartbreaking, and Alex becomes so emotional that her nose starts bleeding. She quietly leaves the room and asks Max for a painful favor. She says it is cruel for the old woman to continue waiting for death while suffering in bed and asks Max to free her by showing his face. After struggling with the decision, Max finally removes his bandages, and the elderly woman dies instantly. From that day on, Alex begins avoiding Max and stops replying to his messages. Feeling hurt and confused, Max becomes frustrated devastated and, for the first time, argues with his parents, leaving them completely shocked. Later, he goes out with his friend, who secretly uses Max's phone to invite Alex to meet them, but she never responds. Unable to bear the silence any longer, Max visits Alex's house, where he finally learns that her illness has become much more serious, which is why she has been keeping her distance. This deeply saddens him, and he realizes that he has fallen in love with her, even though he has never confessed his feelings. Alex also does not want to lose Max, because he is the only true friend she has ever had and the person whose company brings her the most happiness. When Max asks if there is anything he can do to help her, she jokingly replies that the only thing he could do is donate his heart to her. Instead of donating his heart, Max asks Alex to go to the school dance with him, and she happily agrees. On the night of the event, Alex dresses up beautifully and arrives at Max's house. Excited to see her, Max starts coming downstairs without his bandages, but his parents quickly remind him of the danger, forcing him to cover his face again. Alex tells Max that her mother was against her coming, but she could not let her control every part of her life and decided to attend anyway because she wanted to spend the evening with him. At the dance, the two have an amazing time together, and while sharing a dance, Alex becomes overwhelmed with emotion. The excitement puts too much strain on her heart, causing her nose to start bleeding, so she rushes to the restroom. While Max waits outside with his friend, the same bully from the restaurant appears and once again tries to humiliate him by forcing him to remove his bandages. This time, he succeeds in exposing Max's face in front of Max's friend, who dies instantly after seeing it. The police soon arrive and arrest Max, but before leaving, he notices Alex collapsing as an ambulance rushes her to the hospital. After being released from the police station, Max goes straight to see her. There, he discovers that Alex had been hiding the truth all along. Her medicines were never capable of saving her life. When she was 16, doctors had told her that her chances of survival were only 16%. Accepting her fate, she chose to live each day as happily as possible. However, after meeting Max, she began dreaming of a future where she could survive and stay by his side. She realizes that this hope was only an illusion she had created for both herself and Max. Finally, Alex asks Max to show her his face one last time, but he refuses because he cannot bear the thought of losing her too. Devastated by everything that has happened, Max leaves the hospital in anger and begins hurting himself by trying to destroy his own face, believing it is the cause of everyone's suffering. His parents rush to stop him, and Max breaks down in tears as he hugs his mother. Later, his friend encourages him to stop blaming himself and reminds him that Alex needs him now more than ever. He tells Max that running away and crying will not help and that he should be by her side during this difficult time. Realizing his friend is right, Max returns to the hospital to see Alex. The two share a heartbreaking final moment together. Max asks Alex to close her eyes, then slowly removes the bandages from his face. However, Alex opens her eyes and looks directly at him. Surprisingly, she does not die from seeing his face. Instead, she simply looks at him with deep love and emotion. Moments later, her health suddenly worsens, and she peacefully passes away because of her illness. After losing Alex, Max finally understands what she had been trying to teach him all along. His face was never a curse. It could also be used to end the suffering of people who were already on their deathbeds. From that day forward, Max dedicates his life to helping terminally ill patients pass away peacefully, giving his painful gift a meaningful purpose. Although he finally finds a reason to live, he never forgets Alex, and the movie ends on an emotional and bittersweet note.